On this episode of Diggnation, we talk about the massive potential acquisition that Apple has to make to stay relevant in AI.
Yeah, Justin, Digg CEO comes and shows you
I'm not Justin.
iOS Apple. I'm just pointing because he's here, but he's here later.
And we also cover things that make us sweat.
Welcome to Diggnation.
Also potentially hazardous to your health.
All right, moving on. Why do you have flies in your freaking house? I noticed this earlier.
It's Southern California and I have fruit.
You put zombie and you put eerie in the title, and I don't want to do it. Diggnation.com.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Diggnation, episode number 16. I'm Alex Albrecht.
And I'm Kevin Rose. Diggnation covers some of the weekly hottest user-submitted stories on the Dig Alpha site.
And then other places.
And other places.
Other places.
There's
It's a smorgasbord.
It's not full Dig yet.
Yes.
But there's sprinkles of Dig activity that is surfacing to the front page that we are collecting and bringing into the stories. But I will say, it is great to be here and it is great to be sober.
Yeah, so
61
days.
61 days.
So how is it? Does it feel...
First 30 days, tough as hell.
Yeah.
And day 45, tough. 50, tough. 55, 57...
easy?
58, 9, okay.
Got tough again?
easy.
61?
61, pretty tough. No, it does get easier. It does get easier.
I will say, I've been drinking a little bit.
I know.
I've been
and
having
I've been
some
jealous.
of my lovely mascot wine.
Got a little sniffers?
Of course. I know, I feel so bad. I don't want to
It smells like good juice. I love that little
It's great. I don't know what that is, but
No, it's that little
has
alcohol-y smell.
You mean alcohol?
Yes.
Yes, it
Yeah.
does. It smells very much like alcohol, and it is very, very lovely.
Thank you, Will, for sending us this wine. We love the mascot.
Of course. And has it been? How do you feel? Do you feel like
I feel good. I'm running.
changed man?
I'm running again.
Oh, you're running.
Which for me, I have not run.
Yes, I know how that feels. I have not run for my entire life.
So there is a thing of moving the legs in a general direction.
Yeah.
I've been trying to hit 10,000 steps a day, which is my new shit, and I'm at 4,800 right now.
Jesus Christ, you gotta get going, man.
I gotta get going. We're going to grab some food, so maybe we'll walk.
Yeah.
But I will say that, honestly, I have a new level of energy, which is good.
Okay.
And it took a while to get there because there's those first few weeks of withdrawals, if you will.
Yes.
Of no alcohol. And now I'm finally at the point where I feel like running again. And I feel like I wake up with bells on, which
Really?
is, it feels good.
You just get up and you're like, yeah.
Yeah, actually, that has been happening.
You're like Charles Dickens opening the window
You know
and
what's
like
crazy?
the church bells are going.
Dude, I'm drinking less coffee.
No.
It's like,
What?
there's weird shit. I don't know how to explain it.
How much coffee do you drink a day?
2 cups. Now.
Okay, well that's not.
I was doing like 4 though.
Oh,
Well,
what?
do when you drink, you're just like, get a little coffee, it helps.
It doesn't matter how much I drank. Cup and a half, 2 cups. I'm
Really?
good. Yeah.
It's amazing.
I don't think it's healthy for me. I just think it's just how it's going.
No, coffee is actually liver protective. I don't know if you knew that.
This is the thing.
That's why people do it.
Why my liver's so good.
You have good enzymes.
I have good enzymes.
Let's talk about one thing I wanted to mention.
Oh, yeah.
Real quick is I have launched a new podcast.
I know, I saw and I haven't heard it yet.
Yeah.
What was the impetus for the podcast?
So this is a new show that I've been wanting to do for a long time. I've got Diggnation Kevin, which is a real version of myself.
Yeah, we love it.
Slightly exaggerated, but also not. And then there is the Kevin that also goes home and has other interests, obviously. A lot of those around kind of Eastern philosophy, deep meditation, I think that all of this was triggered largely by those interests, and then my house with the whole burning down thing was crazy. And it makes you really sit there and say, okay, well, what do I want to add back into my life now that I have really just my pants and shit that I was wearing? And how can I be a little bit more thoughtful, a little bit more deliberate, a little bit more minimal on just how I approach things? And then I was like, oh gosh, I know some builders that have this type of philosophy, which is kind of like, I'd consider to be a very intentional life around just authentic building and really getting to the depth of their craft. And not so much about just adding more to their life, but about living life on their own terms in a very authentic way.
So have you heard of the what's it called, the Swedish death organizing or whatever, or Swedish death theory or something.
Where you plan your death or something?
No, where you go you pick up items and go, when I die, do I want my relatives and friends to have to decide where this goes?
Yeah.
And it goes, oh man, there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck does this exist?
Well, what's crazy is when you do have something like the fire, it's like, I realize there is very little you need to add back. You don't really need a lot of that shit.
Yeah.
So anyway, the podcast is called Less Than One. And the idea behind Less Than One is that when you're giving things away, like a little bit of yourself or support for other people or being a little bit more in that camp of wanting to acquire less, you actually gain more as in terms of the way that you feel and the way that you show up in life. And so what I put the copy on the website says basically it's subtraction, human connection, meditative depth, minimalism, and then I'm just profiling the journeys of these authentic builders that are crafting meaningful lives. So there's no ads in them. I know it's a very niche audience that I'm kind of going after. This is not like in any
more
way
of a personal thing
I love doing
you.
it. I love doing it. So I had Jason Fried on the first episode. He built 37 Signals with Basecamp and Hey, and he's also someone that is like really thoughtful about how he builds products. And he does not add the extra features. He doesn't really he builds features that he wants to use, not necessarily what everyone is telling him he should be building. And I just love how disciplined he is around that stuff. In the second episode, which is coming out soon, I have my old drinking buddy, Jason DiFilippo, who you know from a long time ago.
Yes.
Very technologist with us and also a podcast editor and well-known guy in the podcasting circuit. And he had a stroke, actually, which was brutal.
Shit, I didn't know that,
He's okay. But he talks about this in the episode. He was drinking for 3 years. 18 Guinnesses a day. 18 Guinnesses a day.
I mean, look, I drank, but Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, that's
intense.
That's a lot.
And they said like Guinness is like a loaf of bread, right?
Yeah, it was, so he was drinking 80, but he wasn't even to get drunk, it was just to kind of maintain. Anyway, we go around and we talk about.
So I'm assuming he's been sober.
He's been sober now. Yeah, he's sober now, and he's also done some of these kind of 12-step type programs.
Yep.
And so I started to tease out, like, what are the strategies that you've used here? And so really getting back to that atomic unit of what can make you live a more meaningful life, and that's the idea.
Well, it's interesting, the whole thing of like, because as you guys all know, my kitchen remodel has been the gift that keeps on giving.
Yes.
But it is currently, we believe tomorrow will be the last day.
Do you have a little
last
bottle
thing?
that you're going to break over the countertops?
I'm not going to break anything in that place.
By the way, be careful with those countertops.
Oh, no, I know.
You got granite.
I know. Granite doesn't chip.
It does chip.
It's forever.
It chips a lot.
Shut up.
I got granite in San Francisco. Oh. Yeah, and dude, it just chipped. It was flaking. It was like a dandruff.
It's dark.
It's dandruff
fine. It's fine.
Dark dandruff.
God damn it. We have mostly Butcher Block.
Oh,
we have Butcher Block and the other stuff. So they all just use the Butcher Block. Focus on the Butcher Block. But it's interesting that you're saying about the whole less than one thing and the minimalism, because we spent all this time, it was a fucking frenetic mess the night before demolition where we were like, oh shit, we have to put everything in our kitchen into our guest room. And so we literally boxed everything up, fucking wrote what it was, and just put it in the thing. It's been there for 5 months. We have no idea.
All in that little guest room?
All in that little guest room, but like it's piled in, you can't even open the door. Yeah, literally. Okay. But we opened it up, and I was like, oh my God, this shit is giving me agita. There's so much stuff. And I told Heather, I was like, look, we are going to open up everything, pull everything out, and go, does this deserve to be in the new kitchen?
Yeah.
And if it doesn't deserve to be in the new kitchen, we're going to give it to a friend. We're going to, give it away, or we're going to throw it away, depending on what it is.
That's going to be a nice process.
Oh, I'm so excited.
You got to do that with your partner, like every 6 months or every year, just a good cleansing of the house.
That's what we are trying to do. And the other parts of the house are full of all the shit that we can't deal with because we're like, we can't deal with this right now. We're in the middle of a remodel.
Yeah.
So like my office is fucking destroyed. It's got so much shit. It's got all these like Unify boxes and fucking dust.
You've been
shit.
going deep on the Unify.
Dude, I love it, man.
Isn't it great?
The Unify Play, they installed the in-wall speakers.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet.
It's so good.
The little thing?
Yeah, the little things.
The Sonos replacement.
Yeah. The Unify Play amps. Oh my God.
Is it good?
So great.
Oh, God, I gotta
and it
do
works
this.
with AirPlay
I need a
2,
house first.
And so I'm like literally, yeah. Are you gonna?
I
Get
don't have a
another
house. I don't have a house. I'm
Are
moving
you
to an
gonna get a
apartment.
house?
It's a point. It's a point.
Oh my God. Okay.
Justin wants me to move by him.
Oh, speaking of Justin, hello, sir.
Digg CEO Justin Mazel.
Oh, hi. I love the ham horn coming back.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Come on.
Well, we love the deep V.
Well,
yeah.
well, I appreciate it. All right, so I will just say this. This is the summer of skin for me. I am getting out. I'm getting about. And to me, I feel like we gotta be done with the turtlenecks. It's been so long. Boys, fellas, get out there. Strut your stuff. Get a deep V on.
Bring
I'm
the
going to
deep
keep
V.
getting this thing lower. I want it down by my belly button by the end of summer. So this is only the beginning of my journey.
Oh my God, it's gonna
Yeah.
be like
It's
it's
gonna
gonna be like the Bee Gees with the full on all the way down past the belly button.
That's right.
Into the
It looks
summer.
good. Looks good. on you.
I appreciate
You've been
it.
working
I
out. I
appreciate
can tell. Your
Yeah.
pecs are perky.
Only here. Yeah, just
What
for
do
the
you
V.
mean by
Just been doing
Just
this
my chest.
exercise right
I'm,
here.
I'm just doing
Just chest.
flies.
Just the entire time.
Yeah.
Nothing but flies.
I knew it was the summer. Yeah.
What do you say? You had this saying that you told me thighs out.
Skies out, thighs out.
Skies out, thighs out.
The good news is the sky's always out, so you're always
sky's
free
out.
to get those thighs out there.
God, LA, too much
There you
thigh.
go.
Too much
thigh in LA.
We're
we're excited to catch up later.
I'm excited.
tell us
We have a
see some
lot
stuff.
to talk about.
Yeah.
Let's get back to it for y'all.
Awesome.
I love it.
We got to talk about this new little guy over here.
Oh yeah. Well, first off, before we talk about this new little guy over here,
Yeah.
like and subscribe. If you're on YouTube, this is what the young kids say.
Like and subscribe. Oh, speaking of like and subscribe, last thing. Less than one.show is my plug.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
It's audio only.
But we did want to thank Michael Bills.
Yes.
If you notice in the Polycade, the new marquee is from Michael Bills. Thank you for sending in the marquee for our new Polycade. Check out the show notes if you have an interest in having your Polycade marquee show up on the show. Feel free to send in. The information is
What
down
should we
at the
ask
bottom.
for?
I don't know.
How do
what
they
we
have to
should
send it?
ask for.
Mao, do they send it in like a movie file? Like what is
Like
that?
MP4
actually,
or something?
Like
It's
a.
like an MPEG-4, yeah.
MPEG-4?
It's an animation file. It could be
Yeah.
a still.
Could be a still.
Make it happen.
You make something awesome. Like we want our heads flying around,
Yeah.
like flying.
And we were gonna say we don't know what we're gonna send, but we will send something potentially to Michael.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna send him shirts or
Yeah.
something.
So like if it shows up on
Yeah.
the thing, we'll give you.
We have
we'll
we
give
have
some
new
stuff.
shirts. We have worn shirts. Justin's V-necks.
yeah.
He gets really sweaty in here. So if you want a little
great.
musk
Yeah.
of Justin,
Free.
I don't know why I did the double hand thing.
Loud. Don't know
but,
what you're doing.
Yeah.
All right, so we also had an email that I wanted to mention on the show. This is from Alex Willingham. Alex, thank you for the shout out for Fusion 360. Alex and Kevin, I'm a longtime Diggnation fan, and I've been so excited to have it back. We are excited to be back. Thank you, sir. Was thrilled when I was watching your last episode, and Alex mentioned using Autodesk Fusion to design the spacer for your door lock mechanism. Go back if you haven't seen that. I did do it. I printed it. It works like a charm. And I just designed something else because I wanted, speaking of the Unify system, I want to get into, a buddy sent me the doorbell, the G4 Doorbell Pro.
Yes.
I'm going to set it up in my new intercom system.
How do your buddies just sending you G4 doorbell
I'm a smart
Pros?
guy. It was actually Brentano, Joshua Brentano.
really?
Didn't set up, he couldn't set it up in his
Joshua?
thing. And anyway. I'd love to send you guys some Fusion swag. Let me know your hoodie size and where you can send it, and we'll hook you up. Probably like a large. I like them sort of a little bit more oversized.
Large, extra large.
Large, extra large,
Oversized is it.
large.
V-neck.
We don't know deep V. If you have
Deep
any
V
deep
hoodies,
stuff,
Justin will
send
take
them
'em.
over. Justin will love them. We don't know the address yet, but it'll be down in the show notes.
PO box in the
so
show notes.
V-box.
We'll have a PO box in the show
PO box.
notes.
PO box in the show notes. V-box the show notes, as we know. Very common to say. PO box will be in the show notes. You always comment that there aren't many women in your audience. I can tell you that there is at least one, my wife. I recently had her listen to a Reboot episode, and she reminded me that I, quote, used to make her watch the show back in the day. Quote, thank you, Alex. I appreciate that, and I love that you're forcing your wife. And if anybody wants to force any of their friends to watch the show,
Yes.
feel free to do so, as long as they're not under extreme duress. Minimal duress, that's just a party. Extreme duress,
Yeah.
and feed them.
We should
and
say
hydrate them.
there's probably a whole group of people that are watching right now that used to watch with somebody else, and they could
Reach
send that out, reach out.
Reach out.
And so
Your old
I
college
just want to
roommates used
say,
watch, and you don't
Jeff,
know. Oh,
we know you're watching.
we know.
Send this to your friends.
Yeah, we know that you had a whole bunch of friends
Yep.
that you used to watch it with, and they don't know about
Yeah.
it now. That's
Same
on
with you,
Jeff.
Mark.
Yeah, Mark, even
We're
worse.
saying very popular names right now to try and hit as wide audience as possible.
Quasimat.
Joe?
Oh, Quasimat knows. He knows who he is.
All right. First sponsor of the day.
First
before
sponsor
the
of the
stories.
day. Wix.com. So Heather uses Wix.com all the time. She works on a couple different friends' businesses up in Fresno. She works on their websites and builds some stuff because she's so good at that stuff.
Good partnership with them.
Wix makes it easy. Wix gives you a website without limits, no rigid templates, just freedom to build what you want. Their AI builder makes setup and stupid fast and answer a few questions, and it gives you a custom business-ready site. Or you can choose for over 2,000 professional templates that are customizable, testicles, with built-in tools for booking, selling, or whatever your business desires. It's all drag and drop, super fun, super intuitive, super easy, and plus they've been pioneering this work on websites for over 20 years. Now, use the link in the show notes to get your code. What is it? To get your
There's a QR code.
QR code right now on
on
the
screen
thing.
right now, and then there'll be a bit.
Oh, there's a
And
QR code
for
on the screen, like right here.
on the screen, right there.
Somewhere
right
there.
there. Right somewhere around here.
Here's a QR code.
Yeah.
And if you're listening, go to the show notes and there will be a link for a special offer from Wix.com. Ready to create your website? Go to Wix.com. That's Wix.com to start building your website today.
There's a QR
Thank
code
you
right
for
here.
Wix
QR
for
code right here.
sponsoring us. Thank you.
I love Mel's like, fucking hell, like adding more work. QR code right here.
It's dancing.
It's all over the place. It's like extra 30 minutes every time we say there's a QR code somewhere.
Yeah. Now it's a QR code that looks like Mal's face. He's like, bye.
Thank you, Wix.
Yeah. Also,
Element is fantastic. I really do love Element.
Elementopy.
Element gives you science-backed hydration without sugar, which is key because you don't want to spike glucose. This is just clean electrolytes that taste great. I use it post-sauna, which I do sauna 6 days a week.
And I use it post-workout because I was getting Charlie horses in my stomach muscles. And my guy goes, are you having your electrolytes? And I go, no. And then I started drinking the Element, and I do not have them anymore.
It's great. It's great. I actually have mine over in a big bottle over there. Post-sauna is awesome. They have a new sample pack alert as of June 17th. Each, we need one of those little keyboard
just
things
like
there. Yeah. Each 8-pack now includes 2 citrus salt, which are great.
Yep.
2 raspberry salt. I haven't tried those yet.
Nope, not me neither.
2 watermelon salt. Watermelon are great.
Watermelon's great.
Watermelon great. And 2 orange salt.
Which is my favorite, and Heather, my partner's favorite.
Your partner loves the orange salt.
I'm not gonna live it down.
This is 8 sticks,
8
and they
sticks?
are still free with any purchase. Now, just double the fan favorites. Here's the deal. Get your 8-count sample pack of Element's most popular drink mix flavors with any purchase at drinklmnt.com/DIGG. Dig. Find your favorite Element flavor or share them with a friend. Thank you, Element.
Love it. All right, let's get into the first story, K-Rose.
All right, first story of the day is all about Apple. There is a report that Apple has held internal talks. That means they most likely called some people together,
Okay.
got them around the table, and said, we need to talk about something.
This is gonna be a big deal.
We got some issues.
We have reserved this conference room for exactly an hour and a half.
And
Let us discuss.
They discussed acquiring Perplexity.
Ooh,
Yeah.
boy, that
And
makes
here's
me
the cool
happy.
thing.
I don't know how much that thing is gonna cost.
Lots. Here's the thing. That had 89 digs on it.
Oh yeah, well, right. It was submitted by Digg.
I just refreshed the page.
92.
It has 92 digs on it right now. That's the actual website. Not live yet, but soon. 92 digs on it, and
Submitted by Danielle.
submitted by Danielle, which interesting username, but
Hey.
they got it. And
So what's the deal? Is there unpacking to be done?
well, I think if they had to go for an acquisition here, I don't see why you don't go with Anthropic. I don't know.
So what's the front-facing stuff? Anthropic is Claude, right?
Claude, that's right.
And then Perplexity is that?
That's their website, Perplexity.
Oh, so and wait, what?
Perplexity.ai, this one.
Oh, Perplexity is Perplexity. It's
Yeah,
not.
yeah,
Yeah.
It doesn't have like a different name to it.
Oh, I got you. So
But
it's
I
not
would
like-
say Perplexity is for me, is more of a destination for news. They have like
Which,
this
by the
whole
way,
finance
Apple-
section.
I mean, you're all talking things Apple wants to be in the game of.
But they have news already. But I hear you.
I'm just
But
saying,
also-
it's not like...
The thing about Perplexity is I'd be really curious to know behind the scenes, and I know they've rolled out some of their own models and they're working on that, but if you go into like all settings, like here's my account, I'll go in there, and it allows you to choose which AI you want to use, meaning
So
that they are
like-
reliant upon other AI to
So
kind
like
of
they don't
do...
own their own LLM. You can like associate other LLMs.
You can associate other LLMs, but they are doing they're rolling their own. They recently came out with a bunch of new for new stuff that just came out, like some personal memory storage, so you can remember certain preferences that you might have. It's getting better and better. It's still going to be pricey.
Yeah, but don't you think that
They're
like,
one of the top 3 or 4, I would say.
right?
for sure.
But again, like let's say there's 3 or 4. There's no way you're buying OpenAI.
No way.
And you start to go down the list. A lot of it's internal.
Yeah.
Google's not going to give it to you. Meta's not going to give it to you. You know what I mean? So it's like of the ones you can purchase at this point,
Right.
Perplexity's got to be the cheapest, right?
Yeah, I would say.
So there is that. It like to me when I heard it, I was like, that makes sense. Like if it was OpenAI, I'd be like, holy, what the? That makes no sense. Like how much money that's going to cost, and you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
But with Perplexity, I was like, that makes sense.
It really depends on how far behind they are internally.
Well, I mean, I have a feeling since the talking is happening, that also makes me go, boy, they don't really have an AI side.
It doesn't feel like they do.
Dude, Apple Intelligence was one of the biggest
Flops.
letdown flops that they've done. Worse than the Vision Pro.
I still can't talk to Siri. I'm
Oh,
like
dude.
trying to get it to dictate shit.
Dude.
It won't do anything.
Yeah,
It's
why
horrible.
is Siri worse than Amazon's Alexa?
Well, Alexa's gotten a lot better, but yeah, I agree.
Dude, you know what I mean? Like, every time Siri pops up, I'm like, Jesus Christ, this lady again? Like, I don't want to talk to you, man.
You can change it to a man if you want.
Well, I don't want to talk to that guy either. Because they don't do anything for me.
No, I got mine to be a British lady.
That's amazing.
It's kind of a little bit better, you know? It's because you're kind of like,
I don't know what you're talking about, Kevin.
well,
I don't know why it's
it
Arthur
doesn't-
all
it's
of a
not so,
sudden.
it's not so
Yeah.
old. It's actually a little bit more sexy.
I don't know what you need, Kevin.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, let me check ChatGPT.
Yeah, I'm just checking out ChatGPT.
Boop, 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 boop.
Oh
So
my
that makes
God.
me a little bit happier when it's British. But anyway,
Oh God.
yeah, Perplexity would be a pickup for them.
Because they really need to do something with. Because they were so all about AI. I mean, even back in the day when they launched everything to be ready for AI and then didn't launch the AI, it was like,
Yeah.
guys,
Yeah.
come on, like, wait, bake it into the next one correctly, which is so not how Apple usually works.
Yeah.
Apple's usually like, we'll be third, but we'll do it better than anybody. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
that's right. Because they're never like the first to the arena.
No.
But when they do it, they come out and it's splash.
So
and it's
different,
amazing,
and
right?
it's so innovative and so amazing.
Well, the thing is, you have to wonder if they aren't just lacking some engineering talent here. Because, well, Sam Altman came out and said that recently Meta is paying $100 million
yeah.
for signing bonuses to go work on AI over at Meta.
Oh my.
I mean, obviously, you have to be a certain skill set.
Yeah.
It's not like a vibe coder like us. We could go over there and just get $100
I
million.
mean, I'm going to just be submitting my resume after this.
Yeah, exactly.
Be like, hey man, AI?
But $100 million as a signing bonus?
Well, I mean,
That
yeah,
doesn't sound.
man, talk about riding the wave. If you were somebody that got really into AI, machine learning early and built some skills,
Yeah.
and you could then just command the most. I mean, because there's not that many people, I guess, out there that do this at that level.
I think that is the whole thing here. Is like, yes, you can find kind of value add engineers that will help out in terms of building the scaffolding and engineering required to pull this off. But if you want people at the edge,
edge,
that's
yeah.
doing the innovation side, very small pool of talent to pull from.
Man, they
So-
must just be stealing people left, right, and sideways too.
People are jumping all over the place. I feel like the last 6 months has been just people hopping around to different companies, acquisitions that are happening. It's the hottest space right now, without a doubt. Like there is so much money being poured into. Apple has a lot of catch up to do. It wouldn't surprise me if they went and spent a lot of money to pick something up.
I mean, it would be the quickest way to fix a very bumpy, broken product that's in everything that they have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing that's also interesting. It's not like the trackpad Air. And it's like, well, that's kind of a weird product. Whatever, I don't care.
Yeah.
It's like every iPhone, you know what I mean? Like every Mac that has the quote unquote Apple Intelligence,
Yeah.
like they baked it into so much and it's not good. That's got to be something they're pissing about.
Well, I just wish for the time being, as a stopgap, as an Apple user,
Yeah.
I would love it if, we're seeing this today with any of the AI coding tools, you can typically bring your own AI. So you can just go in and get a key from any of the big providers out there and say, I want OpenAI to power my AI coding over on this platform over here.
That would
bring
be
your own
so
key.
crazy if it was all of a sudden
wouldn't it be amazing?
OpenAI was in your phone.
Well, they
natively.
kind of do that. They make it hop. But
Yeah.
what I'm saying is, like, imagine a world where when you're dictating to Siri, when I press and hold, it is just Gemini or whatever I want built in because I chose that as one of the options.
Yeah.
Just like when you're in the settings and you can say, I want Chrome to be my default browser, or I
course.
want Apple Mail to be my mail. You should be able to say, I want this to be my AI.
Do you have any offline LLMs?
Yes.
What do you use those for?
I can't talk about it.
I love it. That's the best. Because I was just talking to
You have some offline ones too?
No, I haven't yet done it, but I've gotten into the home
We got to
assistant
get a good
thing.
GPU.
So this is the thing, is that I want to break away from the Alexa ecosystem.
Oh.
Because we use it still to like turn the lights on and off. I know he's like stands up and he's like, what'd you say about that? Because we use it still to talk about, like, literally the thing that we use Alexa for is, what is the weather in Oxnard when you're getting out of the shower before you go to Oxnard? You know what I mean? I don't even do timers. It's literally like turn
You
on
don't
our
do timers?
lights. Timex?
Timers.
Timers, not really. I do it on my watch because it's for time. Anyway, but I got into this thing, but I want to be able to pull off of that and then integrate it with Home Assistant and their voice assistant stuff.
Yeah.
And you can connect it with ChatGPT, but it's still going online. And I'm like, well, if I'm going to do it, I want to do
Yes.
it. And so I was just wondering if you had any offline LLMs.
No, we should talk. There's a ton of ways that you can get this working, and then you can use it to power all types of devices.
Yeah.
Raspberry Pis or anything can query it.
Yeah.
And get data back. Have you seen the Billy Bass?
Oh, yeah.
The Arnold Schwarzenegger Billy Bass?
yeah.
That best use case ever
Oh
for
my God,
AI.
I love it.
Have you seen that now or no?
Yeah, we've shown it on the show.
Okay,
before.
we've shown it for a long time
Yeah, and
ago.
also, by the way, with Elevenlabs, we were just talking about, I think last time, that they just announced this crazy new stuff. It's like you can go to the cloud, connect to Elevenlabs to be the voice of your local.
Oh,
LLM.
100%.
And that to me is like, I want to do that.
You want to hear yourself?
No, not me. Someone from Elevenlabs. One of the natural voices from Elevenlabs.
Oh, you would just add a voice.
Yeah, so like you would then basically your LLM would make all the thinking and decision making, and then send up their response
Right.
to Elevenlabs. They would then vocalize it, send it back.
Yes.
Speaker.
Okay, so I can get a little geeky here.
Yeah, please.
This is kind of fun. One of the things that when you launch like Gemini voice mode, like I have it as my action button here,
Mm-hmm.
or you launch any of these voice-powered assistants, they're not using their best models because they're a lot of them, even like the more hardcore models, don't support voice yet. So they're typically using a cheaper model, and it works for like, hey, tell me about like how does fusion versus fission work? Like it'll do the basic stuff, right? But what's interesting is the best thinking models. So we're talking about like Opus from Claude, the thinking version, the Max, or you're talking like O3 from ChatGPT.
Yep.
So O3 with reasoning, what you can do is you can take that as an API and use your API key and feed it into Elevenlabs.
Yeah.
And so then you can talk to it, and then it will go out and pull it from O3, so you get the best knowledge, and then it'll read it back to you. So you're bypassing your
Isn't it
crappy.
crazy how fucking fast this shit goes? Like, think about internet speeds when we were kids.
Yeah.
Think about how many
I was on dial-up.
how many like jumps it has to go, and it's happening in almost imperceptible moments. You know what I mean?
This is the whole thing where we've talked about this before, every 2 to 4 weeks, we're on this show talking about how we have our minds blown yet again.
Yeah,
And it's just insane.
I know.
I don't know how we're gonna keep up with it, but it's fun.
Well, pretty soon it will just be making these shows for us.
That's right.
And
But
it'll be
anyway,
great.
the voices, you can train to do any voice you want. I'm sorry, I'm spitting on you.
It's okay. You're very excited.
Sorry.
It's very exciting.
So good thing you didn't have a deep V on. the you can train it to be any voice you want.
Yeah.
So you could have like Alfred Hitchcock. You could have like.
Well, then the whole fucking copyright shit pops
No,
up,
but like
right?
if you have your own local models and you're doing some of this voice training.
Oh, interesting.
And so you can have Alan Watts. You can have any of these like epic voices.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
Yes. I mean, yes. I want Tone Loc telling me that the weather in Oxnard is awesome.
Yeah. There's weird shit's gonna happen in that like people that are dead, that are evil or good or whatever, they're gonna come back alive again.
I mean, that's...
Jeffrey Dahmer could be a voice.
First off, who knows what Jeffrey Dahmer's voice sounds like?
Isn't that a thing?
I don't think there were many recordings of Jeffrey Dahmer
Okay, I don't know.
giving big speeches or maybe just talking to his victims and somehow it gets recorded.
You only need a few seconds of
Sorry,
audio
I
now.
just need your thigh.
I hate to burst your bubble, but you don't need a big speech anymore. You'll need a few seconds of audio from Jeffrey Dahmer to get his whole voice.
So you could just like circuitously record him.
No, I'm sure there's a
Well,
interview.
he's dead now, but yeah. I'm sure there's an interview.
Didn't they interview him in jail? Am I thinking about a different serial killer?
I mean, that serial killer you could use.
Yeah.
That's how that works.
Dahmer. Okay, anyway, keep going.
Keep going.
Okay, where were we? Okay.
All right, next story.
Next story, perfect.
Landed that one like a swan coming home for the
They
winter.
don't always land correctly.
They do. All right, story two. Why am I telling you that? Whatever. Next story. These autofocus glasses could soon make bifocals obsolete by tracking your eyes in real time. First off, I don't know about you, but it's happening. Like it used to be like, oh, this menu is really small and the lights are really dim. Hey, babe, can I borrow your reading glasses just for this experience? It's just a little intense.
Have you ever turned on your light?
Oh, 100%.
I've never done that.
Oh,
I won't do it.
it's either that or put the glasses
No,
on.
I just won't order.
You just won't order. You get up and leave.
I'm not gonna be the
You're like,
old
whatever,
person.
whatever the chef recommends.
Exactly.
You're like, we're at
Omakase.
Taco Bell. But I've been getting to the point where I'm like, I should just bite the bullet. So I have reading glasses.
Oh, I have some too.
Yeah. Well, yeah. See, they work. They do the thing. But I've often thought about like transition lenses or like what are they called? Progressive lenses, where they sort of go from your far vision to your close
Yeah, that's what
vision,
mine do.
and they kind
When
of
you look
progress it
down, they get a little bit tighter.
But the problem is that a lot of it is like sometimes you're not in the right thing when you're looking at a thing, so you gotta like bring the thing down, you gotta like angle your head and all this stuff.
Yeah.
So this Finnish startup called IXI is developing frames that have adaptive optics. So basically it uses little tiny sensors in the glasses
Oh, let me guess.
to track where your eyes are looking.
Can it give you eagle vision?
I don't know if it can give you eagle vision. It actually probably can't give you eagle vision.
That would be amazing,
based
right?
on what this is happening,
Yeah.
what is actually happening. And then what it does is it uses this little LiDAR, it's not really LiDAR, but it's basically just
Baby LiDAR.
to check the distance from what it is you're looking at to the lens, and then uses a liquid crystal lens to transition the size of the lens to correct for the
That's
distance.
amazing. And they're $20,000.
Yeah, they're pretty soon. But the really crazy thing is, it can do the change in the focal lens. It can do it in 0.2 seconds.
Insane.
And our eyes focus in 0.4 seconds. So technically, the change in the lens will be imperceptible to you because by the time your eyes adjust,
Wow, I didn't realize it was that slow because I'm
already
looking
be-
around and it is about 0.2 seconds.
No, 0.4.
No, mine was faster.
They fucking ninja over here. First off, what's a 0.2? Just haven't. Just haven't. That's not even. That's like a second.
Yeah, so the cool thing would be if you get 40-40, like with the eagles and shit.
Well, but that's the thing, is because it's correcting the lenses, there's no reason why it can't adjust. I mean, I'm sure there's a threshold of how much it can adjust the focal length of the lens, but there is a world in which it could be making you have better vision. And by the way, yeah, because if you're looking over here in the corner, the whole concept is it instantly knows that you're looking in that corner, and then it instantly knows, like speed of light knows, how far away that is, and then within 0.2 seconds changes the curvature of the lens so that you can see that better.
It's so freaking cool.
Isn't that amazing?
Dude, when did these come out?
So this is the thing. There's two other companies that are trying to get this into the same thing. But as you saw on the video, if you're watching, Mal threw up some of the internal X-rays of the glasses that they can actually fit the electronics into the frame of the glasses, because it's all very low energy. So it's not like the Meta glasses where like you're doing AR and putting all the stuff. It's like, no, you're just, tiny motion sensor tracking the eyeballs, tiny, baby LiDARs checking the distance for what it is you're looking at. And then I don't know how much energy it takes to do the liquid crystal curvature stuff, but it's pretty fast. They have yet to come out with something that's consumer facing, but they're close.
It's so cool.
Isn't that rad?
It's so rad. So I just did a little research on eagle vision. What do you think eagles are? We're 2020. At our best.
Humans are 2020.
Yeah.
I actually, at my best, was 2015.
Ooh.
When I was a kid.
Are you serious?
They did call me Eagle Eyes when I was a kid.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Oh, so you're thinking the number's lower?
No. So the 120 is when you're looking at something that far away, it looks to you this far away. So that's why 2020.
Wait, so say that again.
Okay. So when someone says 2020 vision, when something is 20 feet away, it appears 20 feet away to you. That's
Okay.
why 2020 is normal vision. I was 2015 when I was a kid. So something 20 feet away from me looked like it was 15 feet away
Yeah, it
from
says the second number tells you the distance at which a person with normal vision could see the same detail.
Right. So I was 2015 as a kid. So I'm going to guess an ego would be like 40-20?
It says here that
It says
eagles
are mostly
It's 25.
20-25?
20/5.
Oh, 20/5. Jesus Christ, yeah.
And so it's 4 to 5 times better than a human.
Yeah. So something 20 feet
Feet
away
away,
to
it would
an
see
eagle
like it's like-
appears 5 feet away to you.
Exactly.
That's fucking tight. We could make that happen with these glasses.
Yeah,
Call somebody.
I feel like
know
you
some
could get
fan-
better than that. You could probably get like...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So what's the best possible 20-0?
20-0. She's like, I can't read this. It's too close. Oh my God, I can't read that billboard's too close. Yeah, at this point, I'm like 20/5 would be hard because I'd be like, I gotta get my reading glasses.
ChatGPT's been making fun of me. It's like 20-0 is nonsensical.
Amazing.
Yeah, so what would be the best possible vision? Well, that sounds awesome. I want a pair of those like right away. Wait, 56 million.
That's just investments that they've raised.
That's fantastic though.
And that's Australian.
Did you see the
dollars.
new Oakleys from Meta?
I did, but it's really hard for me to get excited about all this like AI stuff in the glasses. I'm just walking around talking out loud like fucking.
They look they're a little bigger than normal. I love how the shots of them, like the action
Moving
shots,
very fast.
are moving very fast. You don't get a chance to really look at them.
Yeah.
Because they do look large. Whoa, there they are. Those are bigger.
Right, but like there's that guy, right? So perfect example. I'm just never gonna be in a world where I literally am like walking down the street and I'll be like, hey Meta, take a picture of this thing that I'm staring at. It's really cool. That's never gonna happen. I would feel so weird.
But what if you could just
And you're like sitting on a bus, like we're sitting on a bus, right? Hey Meta, text Kevin back. Laugh out loud, that's fun. I'll be there at 7:30. Hey Meta, what am I looking at? Like it's
That's
like,
dumb.
come on, man.
The last one's dumb. The texting thing people do it all the time. They're
I
like,
know,
hey,
but I'm
call me
also
later.
like, fucking just write, idiot.
So well, how about this? So you know how the Apple Watch has the toot toot? You know what I'm talking about? Have you done that?
Oh.
You've never.
I'm gonna tell you something, Kevin.
Time?
That happens a lot, and I'm like, what the fuck is my watch doing?
No, just double tap.
No, I
Little
know,
tappy
but I'm
tappy.
just saying,
Isn't that nice?
it's very nice, but I'm just saying you've solved a question, which is why does my watch keep doing weird
So
things?
imagine you're just looking at something, you want to take a photo, and you're like, because it's
a little less weird.
no, but it's gonna know your hand gestures, right? So you're gonna go out there and just be like this, be like,
If I get, literally, if I'm like a fucking mime on in Central Park,
you're like yeah. Yeah.
zoom, like that's what people are gonna see. I'll be walking around and be like,
Filter.
yeah.
Blood pressure removal.
Yeah. Oh. Like that's what people are gonna be doing.
You're gonna
It's
get
so
caught
dumb.
taking pictures of like, like
Oh, God.
hot chicks or
And
whatever.
by the
You'd be
way,
like,
You're just like, anyway, that's very interesting. Later. That's for later.
Just like,
Yeah.
like, okay, say
Yeah, you're just like not looking.
exactly. Save that one for later.
Sweating.
That's what I'm just thinking about it.
Oh, God.
All right.
That is totally going to happen.
Totally gonna happen.
By the way, there is something to say about privacy. Like, you know when there's a phone up and somebody's pointing at you. I mean, I don't really realize that, but nobody does that. But,
It's good. Don't lick the top like
I gotta
that.
make sure the little drip doesn't hit the bottom.
Why isn't Justin here?
Anyway, he's almost here. He's almost here.
He was supposed to come. You were supposed to talk about the
No, not
the
yet.
app.
It's coming down. It's
Okay,
down.
okay,
It's
you're up.
deeper.
Sweating. I'm sweating.
Why are you sweating? You've just envisioned your future with Meta glasses. Anyway, those glasses will fix your eyesight, and you should invest now. All right, next sponsor real quick, Delete Me Privacy Protection.
Speaking about privacy protection.
If you've ever been stalked, doxxed, or you just value your privacy, well, Delete Me is a must. Your personal info, name, address, phone number, even your family's information is sold by data brokers. Delete Me finds it and removes it. I gave them my info, they handle everything for me. Plus, they send me an ongoing privacy report showing what was deleted. And it's not just one sweep. Delete Me keeps working in the background 24/7. It's working. Boom, this is Delete Me working. Boom, it's working. It's working.
Non-stop.
Not to think about it. Oh, it's non-stop.
You're sleeping. You're sleeping.
I'm sleeping.
It's going.
Working. That's Delete Me. Take control of your privacy and your data. Keep your private life private by signing up for Delete Me today. You can get 20% off of your Delete Me plan when you go to justdeleteme.com/Digg, D-I-G-G, and use the promo code Digg, D-I-G-G, when you are at checkout. It's the only way to get 20% off is to go to justdeleteme.com/Digg when enter the code Digg at checkout. Love Delete Me.
Awesome. I also want to talk about a little VPN action, NordVPN. You can go back, I would say, gosh, like 15 or so years. When we've been doing this podcast for a long time.
Long time.
And back before we had gray hairs and we were old, we had Nord as a sponsor.
Oh, yeah.
We've been using Nord for a long time. So thank you, Nord, for being a returning sponsor over many, many, many years. And the reason we're stoked to have you is because we loved your product.
Yeah.
NordVPN is the way that you can browse securely on any public Wi-Fi. It's interesting it says public Wi-Fi here. I actually use it at home as well because
me too.
It is good when you're jumping around different countries, depending on what you're trying to do. You use it for soccer games. Rugby.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, maybe football games, aka soccer in the world, but mainly it's rugby.
I use it for sometimes buying subscriptions.
Yeah.
Because you can say you're in a different country and you get a little discount.
Hey, man.
There's all kinds of different ways and reasons to use it. You can get your account, which has encryption that protects your browsing, threat protection against malware and ads, and access to servers in 60 plus countries. Plus, you get coverage for up to 10 devices.
Yeah, they have an Apple TV app, so you can do Apple TV stuff.
That's amazing.
Yeah, no, it's great.
So NordVPN even alerts you if your credentials are leaked on the dark web. On the light web, they don't tell you. No. But if it's on the dark web, they let you know.
It's deep.
When you use our link, you'll get a huge discount on a 2-year plan plus 4 additional bonus months. Get it at nordvpn.com/Digg, D-I-G-G. It's risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee, and it's the best deal on the internet, dark or light web.
Ah.
All right, let's talk about the next story, which is that Tesla rolls out self-driving in Austin.
Whew, finally.
I don't know how I feel about this.
I'm concerned.
Did you watch the video?
Oh, so many videos?
Yeah, did you see the one where it couldn't figure out which lane to get into and it was like...
No, did you see the one where they had it go by a school bus?
No.
That was stopped and then they dragged a paper child out in front and it not only hit it, it just kept going over.
No way. Well, he probably knew it was paper.
I mean, first off, that's a lot of credit.
Well, you have to imagine there's some kind of depth sensor.
They
dragged a paper... Show me this video.
Not paper. It was like a big like
Yeah, it was
plastic.
like big plastic.
It was
child.
three-dimensional.
And by the way, it wasn't the robotaxi. Just to say, it was the Tesla in self-driving mode.
Same code base though, ish.
There's something about. Look, I've had Teslas for years. I'm on my third Tesla. I remember when I got my first Tesla and it didn't have any of the self-driving. Like the self-driving stuff was like you could go like 30 miles an hour on the freeway, so it was great for traffic.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it's great. It's autopilot. You know what I mean? I was like, this is great. And it's worked its way up. And I, for a while, was buying the self-driving, like full self-driving, and I was listening to Elon. I was trusting Elon when he was like, we're 2 years away from full self-driving.
Kept saying
we're
that.
a year away from full self-driving 10
90
years
days.
ago. And there are certain things that I really loved about it. I loved the summon. I loved being able to pull up into a parking lot spot where my door wouldn't open, and you just put in like boop boop, get out of the car, close it. It drives itself, parks. Love that stuff. It's not rudimentary. It's still crazy, but like not driving by itself 20 minutes away.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I got into the beta in my Model 3, I think, maybe my Model Y, my most recent one. I got into the beta for full self-driving, and it was scary as hell.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff it was doing, I was like, why would you do this? And I was like, oh, this is not. And then I got into a Waymo,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, I feel so comfortable.
Yes.
By the way, so my Model 3 had LiDAR, and my Model Y, they were like, good news, we took out the LiDAR because our AI is so good, it can
I don't
just
think the Model
use
3 ever had
camera.
LiDAR.
Then it was my Model S that had LiDAR.
Are you sure? I don't think any of them had LiDAR.
No, 100% had at least radar or sonar or whatever.
Maybe it's like
But there were sensors.
sonar.
There were sensors that were.
Has a Model 3 ever had LiDAR? Or has any Tesla ever had LiDAR?
Was it radar? There were sensors that was doing sensor stuff, and they were like, we don't need the sensors anymore. We can just do it by understanding the cameras. And I go, that's not good. I want more sensors. Don't take sensors away. Give me more sensors.
Yeah, they're trying to save money.
So even like the beep, 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 beep of every car USA, that was in my Model S, and I think they took it out on the Model 3, and I was like, it goes beep, 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 but I was like, I don't trust this because it's just looking at the cameras and deciding that I shouldn't, you know what I mean? Like, it's not getting radar information.
Yeah, but neither are you.
I don't, but I'm also not going, I guess I should stop, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I hear you. Trust me. I
just feel like
I don't want to
they-
get into one anytime soon.
yeah, no.
I think that I'm
It
with
also
you.
feels so too soon.
I had the self-driving enabled and on my X, and there were a few things that like you where I had to grab the steering wheel back.
100%, yeah.
Because I was like, I'm gonna die.
Yeah, 100%.
And the one thing I realized, the advantage of the LiDAR is that you get a level of depth and understanding of the terrain that you just would never get with the camera. Because the camera is not gonna be able to see around corners.
Yeah.
The LiDAR is actually showing me like 2 cars in front and off to the right, there's a cat that's about to run out across the street, you know?
Yeah.
And it's amazing because when you get in these Waymos, if you haven't taken one yet,
I took one here.
so did I. You get to see, they kind of give you the whole playing field, and like it almost looks like X-ray mode has been turned on for all the environment around you. And the sensors are crazy expensive. So when they had those riots out here in LA,
Yeah.
and they burned a few of them, they came out with the price and they said they were like 180 grand a piece or something.
Well, it's funny because somebody was like,
the
I was like-
sensors?
yeah, somebody was like, oh no, they burned a bunch of Waymos, and they were like, that's like, $75,000, $100,000 car, and I go, yeah, with like hundreds of thousands of dollars of compute and sensors, and like that's what
crazy.
you have to do. And
Right.
in the Teslas, I think what they do is they just added a little like LiDAR cluster by the rearview mirror.
I don't think they have LiDAR at all.
They have to have put something in
No,
there. It
he's
can't
against
just be
LiDAR.
camera.
He's come out and said like he hates
God.
LiDAR.
But they put they put a sensor thing up there. If you can see that there's more sensors in the.
See, Tesla's adopted a vision-only approach. They will not, he's come out against LiDAR.
What the fuck is what?
Because he says it's too expensive. So here's the one thing I think about
It's expensive, good, and safe.
Well, yes, and but
and safe.
consumers can't buy it, and that's the whole thing. Is he wants to get this in consumers' hands as fast as possible.
Oh God! Why? But
Trust
why?
me,
Anyway.
I'm with you. I'm with you on this one. We're on the same team. I don't want to get into one of these things.
No.
I think they're scary as hell, And also, he comes out and he says the rides are $4.20, which is like $4.20, which is like a weed joke, like $4.20.
I do not want the
And I'm
guy
like,
who's creating the autonomous vehicles to be giving me weed jokes.
yes, exactly.
Yeah, like,
I'm like,
I
don't-
want him to be the nerdiest guy that like I don't want
like
to have.
charge
a
me
party.
like pi, like 3 point, like, you know what I mean? Like it's something
yeah.
where I'm like, oh, there's real engineers like working behind the scenes
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
I don't want the weed charge.
Oh my
Like
God.
that makes me feel like nobody's taking this seriously.
Yeah,
like I don't
no.
want to die in this
They're
thing.
not. They are not. Clearly.
So anyway, I think that maybe Elon knows something that we don't in terms of how much data they believe they need until it gets safer. But I
God,
just
maybe.
can't see this. It's been so long
so
with the
long.
same sensors and the same issues.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's getting a little bit better over time, but to watch it kind of freak out and change lanes and now run over this paper child, like this, it just seems like it's not ready for prime time.
So we were both in New York.
Yes.
I was there a little bit before you. And I've been talking about Waymo for ages, obviously. Anybody that watches the show knows I like to talk about Waymo. I took a Waymo over here, it's great, so fun. Watching a YouTube video about making dashboards in Home Assistant, actually, now that I think about it, on my way over here to the show. Anyway, nerd on nerd.
Yes.
But I was in New York and we got an Uber so we had to get an Uber for something. And in my mind, I was like, or not even in my mind, I was talking to friends that were there. I was like, there's no fucking way. Like Waymo, there's no way they would be able to do this because there's so much unwritten in New York, in Manhattan. You know, people walk against the light and everybody's like, and then you just sort of honk when somebody goes like, oh, it's too close. You know what I mean? Like, and you have to just kind of go through the people. Like you just have to believe that the people are gonna kind of go, I know, I'm sorry, you're gonna, like the car's gonna have to go, otherwise the car's not gonna, like it's almost like this unspoken humanity, like a human mass that just works in New York.
Yeah.
Waymo just announced that they're moving into New York.
I know.
And I was like, holy shit, it's gonna happen.
Well, I'll say there's two things that I've noticed with the Waymos. I've ridden probably 200 rides now. And I've had two incidents that I consider to be kind of significant.
Outliers.
So one was, there was a homeless person in SF that came out of nowhere. And I gotta tell you, that Waymo has been trained in San Francisco on a lot of homeless people because it did an amazing job at dodging the homeless person. And I was like, zombie apocalypse or anything, it's gonna have the training data to like get out of town.
They'll just go into a zombie apocalypse mode and be like, we're fine.
Yeah, but the other thing though that was really kind of crazy is it was another homeless situation, unfortunately, but this one was somebody that I would say was definitely mentally unstable because they were yelling at the car, but they just walked right in front of it. And it slammed on its brakes. And but what was crazy is I realized that this person was doing it on purpose. They knew that thing had to stop. And so he was like, he thought it was funny and he was walking by.
So that crazy guy had enough confidence in Waymo's tech to just yeet out in the middle, being like, I know this car's not gonna hit me. That's
and it caused me to like, my laptop and everything went flying because I was like doing shit on the commute. And I was like, well, that could be a thing. Because kids will have fun doing that once they realize that's a game.
Well, they did the thing where they put cones on it and like fucked up all the sensors.
Oh, really?
In San Francisco.
I didn't see that.
They were just like, ooh. And the other thing is like, first off, once people once it becomes, currently it's novel, right? Just like the autonomous pizza delivery, well, it's not pizza, it can be anything, but the autonomous delivery bots. You guys have those in Santa Monica?
Yeah.
Little like Cocos.
What are they called? Cocos, Cocos. Yeah, my kids call them Wallies.
Wallies. I mean, that's what they are.
Yeah.
And by the way, there's one pizza place that we order from. Oh,
does it bring a pizza?
I might have to do pizza tonight. That'd be good. It does, and it's really fun. Because it's so nice, it's so cute. It's like boop, boop, boop. And I'm like,
Does it talk and shit?
Yeah, it goes like boop, boop, boop. And
no
the
way.
thing opens and you're like, oh, thanks. And you close it and it's like boop, boop.
No way.
100%. Yeah.
So it has little R2D2. No way.
Oh, 100%. I mean,
can you talk to it? Will it be?
No, I don't think it knows that I'm trying to talk to it.
Oh, okay.
It's just sort of like, hello.
Because that would be really cool. Because imagine you could just like have a little conversation. It would like.
Right, but we're talking about Elevenlabs.
Yeah.
Just think if it pulls up and it's like, hey, sir, your pizza's here, hot and fresh.
No, I don't want that.
I don't know why it's so weird. It's like all of a sudden it's like a 50s
I want it to be like
40s barker.
Yeah, I want it to like come back to me with code.
How great would that be if you could like set who do you want to deliver your pizza?
R2D2.
Yes.
C3PO.
Yes.
Alex. Alex. I'd be like, hey, fuckers, your pizza's here. Wow! Light the fireworks. We don't have any fireworks. Take the pizza.
I would love that.
But once that becomes, it's gonna the shine is gonna wear off,
Yeah.
and then people are gonna go, oh yeah, it's Waymo. I mean, it's already starting to happen. Like people are like, oh my god, a fucking Waymo, like take. But those are the people that are coming in from like Milwaukee,
Right.
and are in Los Angeles.
Yeah, I'll
going,
still get
"Holy
people pulling
shit,
out their phones and
100%."
stuff. Yeah.
But like once enough people, once it sort of gets to enough people, it'll be like a fucking iPhone. It'll be like FaceTime. It'll be like whatever.
You don't think
We're
that
in the
people are
future,
going to
but
like
who gives a
fight
shit?
back against these things?
But why? What's the negative impact?
I feel like there's this weird undercurrent of kind of like
Communism.
things are moving too fast for people, and like they
Oh yeah,
they
but that's
feel
just
like
old people being old.
yeah, but I feel like kids like they're easy targets. I mean, the reason they were lit on fire is because you could summon one and let it on fire.
Oh, the Waymos. I
Yeah,
thought you
the
said
Waymos.
kids were easy
No,
targets. I was
no.
like, Jesus Christ, this took a turn. You can get a kid here in 5 minutes. I was like, okay, Kevin, calm it down. We're talking about Waymos. No, I know, 100% easy target. And same thing with, so that was one of the things with the Cocos. And,
Yeah.
and there's more than just Coco, it's just the one that's been branded on the side. They actually had issues with vandalism.
Yeah, you can get inside that.
But so what they did was they put eyes.
and then makes them more human-like.
Yeah, it makes people less likely to vandalize them.
I've heard that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a big fan of Waymo. The prices will come down. I did a little research because I was looking to invest in some Alphabet stock, and I didn't pull the trigger largely because their search business is under attack. But I do like other areas of their business. Obviously, Gemini is amazing.
Yep.
Waymo is a really interesting business unit for them. The prices are falling dramatically on LiDAR. Like it was really per sensor was like tens of thousands, and now it's coming down quite a bit. But they really have to ramp up production to get them to parity with traditional cameras. It's gonna be on quite some time.
Yeah, that's gonna take ages.
So Tesla is betting on this idea that cameras will get us there, and they don't have to spend the money on the sensors.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
I mean, I have sus is the way that I would say that. I would call that sus. I was just about to ask you something. You were going to invest
Pizza.
in Alphabet.
Alphabet, yes. Search business is under attack.
Yeah, I
Gemini
lost it.
good?
I lost it. Gemini good.
Waymo good.
Waymo good. Oh, I was going to say, I will say, I did not. I was very hesitant when any of the AI stuff comes over. Like anytime AI kind of is forced onto me in my way that I'm usually working. So like a good example is I hate the like priority message in my email. It's like I was like, I'll tell you if this is a priority. Like I can just
look at
read.
you.
But I was like, I can read my emails. I get like so little emails. I was like, I can read my 4
What's
emails.
your email address?
No, we was already on the show, and it was thankfully blurred out later. Thank you, Bob. But it was like I get so few emails.
You
It's
can
like,
guess it, by the way. You really wanted to
all right,
guess it.
Stop. Kevin Rose at kevinrose.org.
Nope.
Anyway, but so I get so few. When I see that thing, it like distracts me. I'm like, just show me the email like it's normally. But I will say, when I first started seeing,
You're speaking in like another language.
when I first started seeing the Gemini results in Google searches, I was really like, I don't need fucking AI search result.
Oh, it's way better.
But now, that's kind of all I use.
Yeah.
I do the Google, and I look, and I read the thing. Like Heather's car is having a hard time charging for some reason, and I was like, how do you reboot a BMW i4? Because like on a Tesla, you press the 2 things down, wait, and then it like goes. But I didn't know how to do it in Heather's car. And literally, the Gemini result was, here's how you reboot the iDrive system in a BMW i4. And I just was sitting in the car. I was like, okay, cool. Didn't have to go to a website.
Yeah, dude,
didn't
this
have to
is
do anything.
welcome
And I
to
was
6 months ago.
I know, but I never.
Why are you still going to Google? Why aren't you going to Perplexity now?
Yeah,
Just
why don't
go
you
straight
do-
to Perplexity?
I know, because I didn't even know that was a thing I had to do.
Oh, you want a pro account?
Yes?
I have some coupon codes.
Send me a coupon code, motherfucker.
Yeah, I give you a free year.
I'll take a free year of
Yeah,
Perplexity,
for
especially right before they're bought by Apple. Heyo.
Heyo.
Heyo. Anyway.
It's great.
I love things that are great. Okay, next story. Nvidia goes nuclear, investing in Bill Gates's nuclear startup. First off, I used to say nuclear like wrong, but
I
anyway.
still do.
I still do, but it's fine. So Bill Gates has a nuclear power startup called TerraPower, and it's very interesting because I've grew up in the 80s, so I grew up in the time when nuclear was super scary, right?
Yes.
It was Chernobyl, it was, China syndrome, it was 3 Mile Island. Like, it was very much like nuclear bad, everything else good. And I think there was a little bit of like bad press when it came to that. Like,
Well, to be fair, there were some bad times.
there were some bad times. But nuclear is actually not a inherently bad way of making energy. It's
Right.
actually very energy efficient. It's clean as far as the off product, like when you're like, oh my God, but all the nuclear waste. Because we've been trained, like the fucking Simpsons, like barrels of nuclear waste being hidden in a fucking mountain, you know what I mean? But when you actually see the numbers, the amount of electricity you can generate and the little amount of nuclear waste that it makes, you start to go, why are we so afraid of this? And we've stopped kind of iterating on the technology for the most part when it comes to the government.
Right.
Because everybody was like, not in my backyard, you know what I mean? NIMBY or whatever it's called.
Yeah, but
But
the thing is that was the old nuclear.
Right, 100%.
Right.
This is what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
I still, until I read this, and I knew I'd seen Bill Gates talking about like how he was like, I think nuclear is a way forward. Also, small reactors I think are really interesting. Like the idea that your house could have its own small nuclear reactor that powers the house for the life of the house.
Yeah.
So there is no grid. You know what I mean? Or they were talking about with this, it's data centers.
Yeah.
And then you think about like how much energy that AI is using up. I mean, I think OpenAI has already talked to them about, or is even invested in them to be like, bring us nuclear. So Nvidia has now gotten into the thing, and this makes sense to me because of the fact of the power consumption of AI, and Nvidia being the chip of AI. So they're like,
we're in trouble.
Well, or not, right? Like,
No,
if
but
this works-
America is in trouble. This needs to be an all hands on deck emergency moment to get more power to the United States. Without a doubt.
Really?
Oh, 100%.
Holy shit,
Dude, so here's the deal.
Yeah, hit me, man.
China, so imagine all the power capacity in the United States right now.
Okay, 10.
So just imagine. Let's call it 10.
10.
Okay.
That's everything.
China, to their grid and their power capacity, is adding the entire capacity of the United States every single year. To their,
You mean increasing their capacity of
increasing
energy?
their capacity of the entire United States every single year.
Jesus.
Yes. It is like so about a year ago,
Oh, who knew?
So there's two things. One, we're invested in a company at True Ventures called the Nuclear Company, which is they are focused on helping America win this new nuclear race, which is going to be small nuclear reactors
This is what I'm talking
at
about.
scale.
Yes.
And so about a year ago, I started talking about this on Tim's podcast, and this is not investment advice, but I talked about how I made an investment in a company called New Scale Power, which is this is one of the very few publicly traded, and this is the riskiest of the risky because there's no revenue here because it takes a while to get these spun up.
Yeah.
So this is not investment advice again, but it's done well. It's up a couple 100% since a year ago. But they were one of the first to get approval from the DOE, which oversees all the nuclear everything.
Yep.
And so they got approval for their small reactor plans,
Which takes a long time. That's one of the things they talked about in this article was that they're
going to fast track this stuff.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, what the cool thing is, what they figured out now is they have a game plan for these nuclear reactors that can literally be in your backyard, not literally in your backyard, but like in your neighborhood.
Yeah.
And they can take up a couple city blocks. And the way that they will assemble them is largely almost everything is going to be self-contained underground. And so they'll be self-sealing as well through any issues whatsoever. So the attack vector is minimal because everything is underground.
Yep.
First of all, it's super tiny. And that's actually what you want because you want less massive, big single point of failure reactors and a much more distributed grid of smaller reactors all over the place.
Yeah.
And so if they can pull that off and they have a game plan of a working set of modern plans that's safe, efficient, and you can stamp them out, now you can go crazy and put 100 of these around the United States,
Dude,
right?
think about them like putting it out in the Palisades.
Right.
Because that is an area that's going to be densely populated that is completely flat and needs to be completely redesigned from the ground up.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have to do this all over the place.
Yeah.
And so I don't think there's a lot of companies that are now in the race here. TerraPower looks like an awesome one. Obviously, I think engineering resources are going to focus a lot on power over the next decade. It's going to be
well. I thought that the other thing is that this blew my mind. I learned this like a couple of years ago, and I was like, oh my god, the idea of energy and energy storage not necessarily being battery. So what they're doing is that they're doing molten salt storage. So essentially, they take the energy that's being generated and they melt salt, and then they can use that salt to quench water that then causes steam, which then powers electrical turbines that then allows you to utilize the energy. So like some of the stuff that's like the kinetic energy storage or the like mechanical energy storage, like where you literally have like, they have solar farms where they'll have like a giant rock and a winch at the top of a ramp, and during the day when they're generating the solar, the excess solar wenches the rock up, and at night when the solar is done, it slowly lets the rock down, causing an electric turbine. Yes, I heard about this. I was like, this is a fucking battery that's just literally a rock going up and down a fucking. It blew my mind.
Is there a Greek mythology around this concept?
Yeah. It's a fucking Sisyphus energy battery. But it's actually, it's called mechanical energy storage or kinetic energy storage, where they literally will like use the excess energy to move a physical thing, and then just like an electric car going down, and it fucking generates electricity overnight.
That's so cool.
And then in the morning pulls the fucking
I mean, that's
rock
how
up.
a lot of these
crazy?
a lot of these wave-based ones that sit in the ocean.
100%,
same idea,
100%,
like lifting up and
and wind, you know what I mean? But to be able to store energy in a way that's kinetic, that has nothing to do with like batteries and lithium and.
Well, we haven't even talked
crazy.
about quantum storage.
Fuck me.
Which I just made it up, but it's going to be a thing at some point.
That's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
That is a fucking
We should
fact.
get that a domain name. I'm sure it's taken.
Storage?
I'm sure it's taken.
Google it.
It's
Just
taken.
Google
It's
it.
taken.
I'm sure it exists.
All right.
All right, let's talk about the iOS alpha that is currently happening.
Oh.
And we have our
One and only.
deepest V, the Lord of V's, CEO of the new Digg.com.
The Queen V.
Please, it's just V. Mr. V is my father.
Oh, wait, Mr. V is my father. Just call me V.
I'm really happy to be here. I believe I'm screen sharing. Am I? I am.
you are.
I am indeed. Yeah. So this is me just calling out. This is at Justin on there. You can notice we got a new little badge on there for all of our Digg staff members and the team that's in there, so you can tell when they're interacting, which is a lot of fun. But I know we've gotten a ton of questions.
Yeah.
About gems.
Yeah, so I have gems.
Yes.
I have 15.
I think I might have more gems than Kevin.
You probably do.
Can you guys go more like high context here? What are we looking at? Who gets access to this?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
How many
roll it
people?
back. Yeah. What is the Digg Alpha? That's a great question for iOS. It looked like you were about to say something. Were you not?
Me?
Yeah. Oh, maybe you weren't. Maybe it's
No,
just your
you
face.
got the big Digg energy. You take it.
So about a week ago, we rolled out the Digg Alpha through test flight. So if you're on iOS, I think we've got about 5K-ish in there right now. And we've got people poking around using the app right now. Now, if you start in here, this is actually your account. You're building your account as you go right now.
So there's no wipe before.
No, this is all live. This is it.
I didn't
this
know
is
that
you.
actually. And now I have a lot of shit that I'm like,
I've been
Why
thinking
did I
about the
comment
stuff
on
you've been
it?
posting, and
I
I
haven't
thought the
posted
same
anything
thing.
bad. We don't have the
Jiggly,
NSFW turn on yet.
jiggly.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's totally fine. And so
When does
you can.
NSFW go live, by the way?
Well, I mean, technically it is live now.
But how can you find the stuff that is? No, I'm just asking for
I
friends.
just want some gems. I just want to harvest my gems in the NSFW.
Now it'll blur for any.
Oh, it blurs it. Okay.
Yeah.
But there's no like category yet for it.
There's really no place to post NSFW. I'm just letting. I mean, you.
No, I know. I hear you. I'm not
just
into
letting
it.
you know. I mean, art. Yeah, that's true. Art. But then it's
See
art.
some weird food.
Then it's art.
That's true.
And so the app is live right now, which means the content that we're seeing here being posted by people on the Digg app, and they're utilizing it right now, which is awesome.
So excited.
I only buried that post, by the way, because it's asking me to bury it. That post said, let's try to bury this as far as we can. So the cool thing about it right now, aside from the fact that it's all live, is that we're taking feedback from everybody who's in there. We created a channel specifically called /Digg. Now, this is the official channel here where people are giving feedback. They're talking about what they want to see. They're talking about what they hate. They're letting us know all the awesome and terrible things that are happening right now on the platform, as well as giving ideas, suggestions, what have you, all the good things. And so one of the things that I've been seeing a lot is the question around gems.
Yes.
What are gems?
Yeah.
And it's a great question. We are constantly working on this. And let me explain the thinking around gems. So when we started thinking about Digg and, and speaking with Kevin and Alexis about, what does it take to make a platform like this work? There are a number of different personas and archetypes of people that show up every day. You've got the people that post content. You've got the people that are, commenting on those posts. Some of them are funny, some of them are informative or empathetic, what have you. But one of the archetypes that we identified, and it's kind of an unsung hero, particularly in these places where, you've got upvoting and downvoting that exist here, are the people that curate that space, that show up every single day. They browse by recently added, and they're just like sifting through all of the content, all the mail coming in, and they're putting into categories like, hey, this is great. Hey, this right here, it's probably a little less relevant. Hey, this is kind of a low quality piece of content. And so they're sifting through all of these things. And so one of the ways that we thought about this was, what if we had a metric where if you were early on a piece of content that reached, a certain threshold, let's call it escape velocity, like it really took off, what would it look like for the earliest people to earn a certain amount of gems? And, as the time went on for these escape velocity posts, you're in a second tranche, maybe it's like a little less, and then it's less, and eventually you don't earn gems for it. So it's like being early to content that really takes off on the platform.
It's like when you say you found a band before anybody else.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I called that like 5 years ago. I knew that was
I'm wearing that shirt, the
Yeah.
first shirt, not the second shirt.
Yeah. You little gems, early adopters. Not early adopters, early hunters, finders.
Yeah. They're discoverers, if you
The
will.
idea of like the sieve. Yeah.
That's it.
like, yeah.
Now, listen, we know that at a very basic level, we heard from a lot of people, well, why not just go through and just like dig everything from recently added so that you always have a shot at doing it? So there's a couple things on that. And again, we are very much still fine tuning this thing. We are looking at that behavior. It's pretty easy to see. And there are ways to discourage that sort of behavior from just blanket digging everything as you go down there. We want to see your curation with the things that you identify with that you like. Now, that said, it is a fine balance. We don't want you to be discouraged from digging things and to be, really thinking it's like a scarcity and being really stingy with the digs, like the things you like. But just know, there is that balance that we are fine tuning where we want to see people really taking part in that act of curation. And so it's a constant work in progress, everything from how we're looking at certain behaviors to what those thresholds look like as escape velocity approaches. And it's really just kind of a constant conversation with the community, what's working, what's not. And I think it's a newer idea for how to do this.
Yeah.
We're going to see how it goes. We are.
I mean, I've not heard of any social media company coming out and being like, we're just going to let people in and see what they think. I'm like, oh my God, why would you do that? But I've been seeing a lot of because I'm in the alpha and I've been using it every day. I mean, it's crazy how quickly it became the Digg of old to me.
Yeah.
Where I was just like, oh yeah, this is great poop scrolling.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Fucking love this. And then it was like interesting to see things that were commenting because I'm also in the company Slack. And so it's interesting to see stuff that I pick up on that people are like, hey, this is interesting, or I'm bumping on this, and people's comments, and then seeing it reflected in what you guys are all talking about behind the scenes as far as like, hey, this popped up. And I'm like, dude, this is happening in like real time. It is crazy and super iterative. And every time I get a new email about a new test flight build, I'm like, oh my God, what's it gonna look like?
Yeah, it's cool.
And even when I come in here to do Diggnation and I'm just seeing people's, like the stuff that hasn't even matriculated out to the alpha, I'm like, oh God, that's good. I can't wait to see that. It's been really fantastic.
Yeah, the builds are coming fast and furious now. I feel like we're kind of gaining some momentum there, which is great. But I think one thing to add on to what Justin's saying is that ultimately what we're trying to figure out here is kind of reputation and this recognition for that heavy lifting that you're doing, and also the ability to have an eye for what is important, right? Yeah. And so you can imagine we have a fixed taxonomy right now, but eventually this is going to go open pretty broadly, right? And
anybody can create any niche community they want to create.
Yeah, so you can. There's a world where there is a community that's dedicated to whatever it may be that you're into. Call it like Tesla's full self-driving advocates or whatever. And but if you go in there, you should be able to build a reputation and say like, I'm good at submitting stories here, commentary here, whatever it may be. However you decide to show up, that the community says, hey, that person is awesome. Gyms will most likely play some type of role in that whole thing. Where you're able to see, oh, this person's really well known in these 5 different categories or these different spaces because they've taken the time to do the heavy lifting there.
Yeah.
And it has some interesting implications for where it can go on the platform. You know, one of the things that Kevin and I talked about was it's like, as humans, we are dynamic. Like our interests are dynamic. Like sometimes you meet somebody and you know them in one context and you had no idea of this other part of them that is like so deep on something. Like Kevin, I trust Kevin's taste when he's like, oh man, I've been using this AI tool. It's wild. Let's take a look. I don't trust Kevin's movie taste though, because he doesn't watch movies.
Listen.
And so it's like,
I agree with that.
I like good movies.
He just got 2 gems for me.
I like the cat movie, The Flow.
The cat
Flow.
movie?
Yeah,
Flow is
Flow.
good.
Flow's great.
Yeah.
But everybody loves Flow.
I like Deep V t-shirts from Justin.
Yeah.
I trust you on
trust me
that.
on that.
Trust
By
you
the
on
way,
that.
only said 1 movie and then moved on. So you're right.
Damn it.
Agreed.
I was hoping you wouldn't notice.
To be fair, I think it's actually the other way around. It's just
other movies,
he
other
asked
movies.
me for movie recommendations. I'm like, oh, you guys, so good. And then you're like, I hated it.
You know what's
I
good?
hated
New
it.
Predator animated movie. The voice acting.
Awesome.
The best.
Chef's kiss. Chef's kiss.
Mostly one old Viking guy, some dying Vikings, and a guy getting yeeted out of a plane, but all the other voices are good.
I heard it's the new Wilhelm scream that we're going to be hearing.
Like,
He just said yeeted.
Yeeted, yeah. It's common vernacular now. It's aged up.
Why was
We can
that?
use
Has it
it.
aged up?
We're allowed
We
to use
can?
it. Yes.
why would it? Why could I not use
You
yeeted?
like 6 months ago, you couldn't use that.
Yeah, you have to wait until something moves into the
I'm
public
older.
domain. The young people start with, like, we can't say bussin' yet. But in about 6 months,
don't wanna
we'll be
say
able to
bussin',
say it.
No, you will be.
You
You
say
will be in
that.
6
You
months.
wouldn't have wanted to say yeeted 6 months ago, but
Yeah,
now you
it's
do.
true.
It's funny. I feel like I was saying yeeted
No,
6
you
months ago,
weren't.
but
You
maybe I was
thought
being
you thought
weird.
you were. It's only
Yeah.
been a few weeks.
Oh, interesting.
It's percolating back there, and then you have enough drinks, and the yeet just comes out.
I mean, I've yeeted a lot of stuff out of my ass when it comes to this drinking stuff.
Well, Justin, on that note,
Justin, on that lovely note,
is there any way for people to get into the alpha?
No. Yes, there is. If you are in Groundbreakers, we did put up a post about it. So if you're active in Groundbreakers right now and you are in that community, you can let us know on that thread. I think there's a form there to give your Apple ID, and we can let you into that. And then coming up soon, we've got the Android app for testing. So
Oh,
actually, by the time this comes out, that should already be out. So I'm going to say this past tense. The Android app also came out.
Oh, it's so good too.
Yeah.
It's bug free. Just we haven't.
I heard it's incredible.
I've heard
I
it's
have.
amazing.
Absolutely.
I don't have an Android.
I just downloaded the source code for Digg like an hour ago, and Dana's
know why.
like, you have to commit something, and I'm gonna fix a bug. There was a bug.
Put a comment.
We
Just
didn't
put a
expire the
comment.
cache,
Just put a comment.
and I know how to do it now, so I'm gonna do it.
Justin, can we get a little bit of a tour of the app? I know you talked about.
Oh,
just
sure.
yeah.
Oh,
A
a little
sure.
longer look at it.
By the
Yeah.
way, some of the top stories. One top story today had over 200 digs on it, which is like awesome.
Let
to
me
see.
close this out. Let me reopen it. So it's a little, it's springy on its
Dig
step.
merch, 143 digs on this one. I'm waiting for this.
Merch is
Oh,
coming.
Digg merch.
Merch is coming.
Merch is coming. You found a provider?
Yeah.
A good one?
Yeah.
Like good shit?
Good.
Like not shitty shit.
No,
Only
good
the
shit.
best. Yeah, we got the good stuff.
But some like shitty shit that's like good.
It's a little shitty. Okay.
No, but like
Just
good
enough shit.
shitty.
I need better stickers. This is the best sticker I've got, and it's not that good.
Shut up, man. I made
First
that.
off, why stickers? I feel like stickers were very.
What's wrong with everybody likes the little extra sticker?
Yeah, come on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, stickers. Let's do stickers.
Put it in a wine bottle.
Yeah. I mean, first off, my wine bottle goes away.
Yeah, that's true.
I need a
you know how
decanter.
stickers.
Dig decanters. Diggnation
Oh.
decanters. Diggnation
Decanters.
mascot decanter.
I mean that.
Form.
Voltron.
Boom.
Oh, what happened to the finger flipping people off on the dig button? Is that gone?
People don't like my icon for the spade icon that looks like it's pointing up and a spade that looks like it's pointing down because they think it looks like, hey, I have a lot of options. We got a lot of concepts I've kicked around. Expect them to make their way into the app so it's not so confusing.
Amazing.
Let me take you for a quick spin around the Digg app. Now, right here, we're on that home feed. That home feed has 4 different ways to browse it. You've got trending, which is like within a 24-hour period, what has ranked the highest in there. Based on engagement, there's a couple different factors we're kind of fine-tuning in there. You've got most dug, what has the most digs. You've also got newest, which is just a chronological feed of everything based on those actual communities you're following. And we've also got heating up, which is a much faster trending, which is, I think right now, every 2 hours. I think we're going to speed it up though. Maybe once every hour, maybe once every, who can know what it's looking like. Now, within your feed, you can click onto any of these right here. And this is a link style post where somebody has taken a link, they've posted that specific link in the technology community, and communities are where these topical discussions happen. Right now, fixed taxonomy, but it will open up. So we can go over to technology right there, and we can actually see what is every post that is related to the technology community, and you can see all of that going on.
One quick question.
Yeah.
Can someone go use an external web browser if they want to and they want to open a link?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Really?
If you go to...
Is that a new setting?
I think it's actually been in there. The bottom right icon is open in your external web browser.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, now you do.
That Kevin is trying to poke holes at the.
No. Hey, I'll take it.
He's like, yeah. Let's try to break it.
One more question.
Oh yeah.
Wait, go back to the screen though.
Question in the back.
Go back to what?
Go back to the screen. There we go. So talk about the TLDR and stuff like that.
Yeah, so the TLDR, written by Digg Intelligence, is a small summary of what you'll find contained therein from the source that it comes from. So this is a YouTube, and it says John Oliver discusses the rise of AI-generated content, its potential harm, and its impact on his personal life in the latest episode of Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. A little meta, if you will.
I would love if it was like, fuck John Oliver. Like the AI was like...
There's no opinions.
This guy's bashing AI. Here's an AI bash back, bitch.
Now on that, I think here's kind of what we're seeing is like, there was kind of an internal debate on TLDRs because we were we want people to go to the source content. We want people, if there's a topic that interests you, it should go beyond that headline. And so one of the coolest things that we are hearing is that their likelihood to click on it, or at least for some people anecdotally, has increased because they are getting those TLDRs, which then gives them a jumping off point or a frame of reference outside of just a headline, which, as we all know, headlines can be written a number of different ways, a lot of times just clickbaity or attention grabbing, but ultimately the content might be really helpful.
Yeah.
And so if we can still be a place and a source where people are deciding they want to engage with content deeper, I think that's a huge win. That said, if you're not a fan of those TLDRs, if you click minimize on there where it truncates that, now it's in a collapse state, we're going to remember that setting for you, and we're not going to start it unrolled for you. And if you want to engage in them later, go ahead, open them up. That's up to you. This is kind of our thinking when it comes to AI assist on these sort of experiences. We want this to feel like you can fine tune this thing. If you want it out of the way, you should be able to minimize it and have it take minimal real estate on that screen for you.
A question.
Ooh. This guy's got another question.
Yeah.
The one thing I know we've talked about this before. I'm curious when it's in I haven't been up to speed with the roadmap and everything. When comments get to say several hundred comments, something's like getting really hot and heated in there. TLDRs on comments and kind of giving people a quick, before they jump in.
Yep.
Is that soonish or is that?
It is. So the conversation summary is kind of what we call it. And yeah, that's, ultimately you've got a certain threshold of comments that have come in. You want to see generally what has the discussion been on this. That does exist. However, that is actually behind a discrete action of clicking on it. I want this conversation summary. And the reason why we made this decision at Digg was ultimately, Again, we want the best technology to help us make the web more efficient, to be able to browse. I think discovery is an incredibly powerful area that we can use AI to do. But what's really important on Digg is that the human experiences should feel deeply human. And we want to make sure it's out of the way for those sorts of things. And so comments are one of those things where we've realized there's so much that's captured within commentary with the way people show up, how they talk about things, the sarcasm, the humor. And so we want to make sure that that is at the forefront to be able to browse. And sure, the conversation summary can be a really quick way just to see at a high level, what are these conversations about? You can use it as a tool to dig a little deeper and say, okay, actually, I do want to read these comments, but we really want the human aspect to be at the forefront of these experiences, to keep what is human, and to keep technology in a place where it makes the most sense.
I love this, man.
Yeah, baby.
Congrats on all the progress, dude. I know you've been working your ass off on this, and it's been fun to work with you on it and see this actually up and running and in your hands.
We've got a long way to go.
Yeah.
We've definitely, we've got obviously the web browser version of it that I know a lot of folks are asking for. That should be up very shortly. We've been internally testing it over here. That's what Kevin loves to use.
It's really right here.
And we'll be out there shortly. Really, really excited about all that's happening. Honestly, it's because we have an incredible team and an incredible community around us. That is why we move so fast. And so I may be the really fast speaker box for it at the moment, but ultimately it's an incredible team and community around us. So thanks to those of you who have taken part in the alpha, and also thanks to our incredible team.
Awesome. Are we going to do this? Yeah, thank you, Justin.
Thank you.
Oh my God, I got a fucking Digg notification.
Oh, you did? What did it say? First electric aircraft lands in JFK.
Oh my God, somebody responded to one of my Digg posts. That's cool. That happened in real time. Maybe they pushed it over there because they were like, hey, he's recording. Let's just send this to his watch.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know how this tech works, but that was pretty fucking cool. Guys,
We had two stories. Fun. Insulin, people are not dying, and then also ChatGPT.
We'll bake them in.
Okay.
ChatGPT, insulin, people get it.
Okay.
People get it.
That's it. I think we're done. World's first human. Yeah, that's all I got.
Kevin, I'm just going to say, I appreciate that by the end of an episode of Diggnation, you seem a little drunk.
Dude, I get proxy drunk from sitting next to you.
Is it just my breath?
I told you this.
Alcohol is just coming.
I told you this before. Well, I get slappy and silly when someone else is around me and is like that, and match that energy.
Yeah.
And I, before the camera started rolling, I said, Alex, we should do this in a sauna so that your vapor just comes off.
Yeah.
And I just get proxy drunk.
Osmosis.
Yeah, exactly. But this has been fun.
Do that.
This has been fun.
It's always fun.
Thank you for supporting me on my sober journey.
Take as long as you want.
Don't say it like that.
I'm here.
There's like,
and I'm here when you're ready.
Like 10 people have done that, where they're like, oh, you're not drinking? Oh, just okay. You're gonna be
fine.
And I'm just like, Jesus, like, was it that bad?
No. We want you to be drinking so then we don't feel bad in reflection.
But I'm okay.
You're fine.
Okay, good. That's all I need.
I'm just saying.
I just feel like people have been like,
drinking a whole bottle of wine.
Somebody said to me like, oh, Josh, should I not drink around you? And I'm like, gee, no, drink.
Oh, dude, I get that.
Yeah.
I mean, when I
it's not
did
like you're not gonna do that.
No.
Yeah.
When I did unless you need, and that's the thing, unless you were like.
Don't say that. You're doing it again.
I'm just saying, if there was something I could do to support my friend.
I can't wait till you stop drinking for like a month. You're gonna get some bad liver enzymes.
What? First off, don't throw bad liver enzymes at me like that. You just magically sprinkle bad liver enzymes at me? What are you doing? That's unhealthy.
I did just send you some bad liver enzymes.
You're gonna get bad liver enzymes. I was like, I felt it in my liver.
You walk out of here
Jesus Christ. I was like, fuck, Kevin.
I'm sweating. I gotta go. I gotta stop. Bad liver enzymes.
No, you're not gonna get bad liver enzymes by being
I'm
here,
sweating.
open wine.
At least take my jacket off. Okay,
that's not a jacket. That's a
working
shirt.
out too.
It's not how it's working.
Okay, look at that.
Oh my God,
triceps.
I see what's happening.
Okay.
This is what's happening.
Whew.
I know, a little Mao is like, come on.
I need that deep V. Okay,
Yeah,
let's
that's
go.
all right.
Thank you, everyone. I don't know what that meant, and we'll see you again soon.
Just meant thank you. Thank you, everybody, for watching this episode of Diggnation. I'm Alex Albrecht.
I'm Kevin Rose, at Kevin Rose on the Digg Alpha and the beta.
Yes, and at Alex, because I was smart enough and I just said, I can get that name. So boom,
There you go.
on the things. We will see you next time. Thank you. Love you.
Bye.